So, you have always wanted to make post-rock music. Following these few easy steps, you can. Post-rock is a type of experimental rock that highlights building atmosphere through textures, unconventional song structures, and loads of effects. Post-rock tends to be extremely dynamic, with lots of layers coming and going, while the actual harmonic content can be quite simple and repetitive. Sometimes the guitar walls will be so massive that songs are bordering on metal rather than rock music. The line between post-metal and post-rock can be quite blurry. Some great examples of essential post-rock bands are Sigur Rós, Explosions in the Sky, Godspeed You Black Emperor, and Mogwai. For some more underground examples, check out Cumulus Head and A Collective Subconscious. An easy way to make a song sound like post-rock is to treat the whole song as one big build-up. You start with sparse elements and keep adding more and more layers as the song goes on, building up to a climax. I recommend starting the song with a simple melody line or a chord progression played by a single instrument like a piano, clean guitar, or a synth. I'm going to start my song with a piano progression that goes like this. I'm going to pretty much use the same chord progression throughout the song and just add different instruments to the mix with each segment. So, we have the starting piano progression. In the next part I'll introduce a bit of clean guitar. Same chord progression basically, but played a bit differently than the piano. Note that I have my guitar in drop D tuning. For the next part, I'll keep the same progression, but I'll just play it with a bit more emphasis to make it sound stronger. Post-rock is famous for its excessive use of effects in the guitar work. Delay, reverb, chorus, flanger, and distortion, etc. are great effects to use. If you want to be a real post-rock star, you need to buy this green Line 6 multi-effect pedal and move to Portland, Oregon. But if you can't afford actual pedals or multi-effects, just search for some free plugins that will do the trick well enough. For the next segment, I will introduce some distorted electric guitar. I'll start by playing palm muted notes so it isn't too overwhelming at first. Next, I'll switch from palm muted notes to non-muted chords. I'll have the song come to an abrupt stop here, but instead of ending the song, I'll give it a bit of a breather and take it to where it started, basically. So I'll have the same build-up repeat, just a bit shorter this time. And that's the basic composition for my example track. I was constructing the drum track as I was writing the guitar parts. I just feel like that approach works best for me. For drumming, post-rock tends to utilize a lot of little snare fills and ghost notes. The more snare you use, the better. It almost often has this marching-like quality to the drumming. For the bass line, I'll just do something simple so you can say there's bass in the song. Basically, I'll just follow the chord progression. Now I'll add some ambient elements to the track. In my previous tutorial how to make dark ambient, I showed a great ambient tool called pulse stretch. I'm going to use pulse stretch to stretch some random synth sounds that are playing the E note. I'll just drop it into the project and that should sound pretty good. I'll record a couple of long notes on the distorted guitar and reverse them. This works as a nice element to hammer in the theme of building up. Most post-rock tends to be instrumental, so you don't really have to worry about vocals. Instead of traditional vocals, you could utilize samples as long as you use stuff that you have the rights for. Or you could do vocals and make up your own language, like Sigur Rós does. Speaking of made-up languages, I've been fascinated with the Voynich manuscript, a 16th century text written in an undeciphered language, and I think that is a perfect theme for a post-rock project. For your post-rock project's name, go with something that sounds deep and artistic. As for the song titles, the longer the better. Without further ado, let's listen to the final product. And that's how easy it is to make post-rock. Also, I just created a Bandcamp page for its winter productions where you can download all of the tracks I've made for these tutorial videos for free. Or if you want to support the channel, you can choose to pay. I will also be uploading cheap sound libraries and such, so please follow this Bandcamp. Links are in the description. Alright, until next time.